Hey, Scrapbook friends, it's Nicole. Welcome to year 2, week 53 of Theme Park Thursday. We're still at Disney's Hollywood Studios. This page is the single page I realized I had to do as a single so that I could make last week's a single page. We used Polar Lights for the paper. I love to be able to use the snow collections from Creative Memories, and living in Alabama, I don't get a whole lot of that. So stay tuned for how this relatively quick for me layout came together. So last week I made the decision that I was going to fit all of these pictures on a single page layout. I'm a little scared, to be honest, but we're going to do it. This is just the Frozen sing-along at Disney's Hollywood Studios, and it does not have any pictures of people that I really know, except, you know, Anna and Elsa, but I don't really know them. So it's going to be okay if I don't fit all these pictures in. I'm going to crop them really small. Some of these are going to be easy to crop small, and some of them I won't put in at all. By now you probably know that I live in Alabama, so I don't get a lot of opportunities to use the snow papers that Creative Memories has, but for some reason I have a lot of the Polar Lights paper. I do love the colors on it. This could be water, this could be wind, but I always like to use them for Frozen because I have that, you know, I have the opportunity to do that. So let's see what I have in this open package. I think this one definitely makes me think of Frozen. This one somewhat. Oh, I love that too. The little borders. I like the little houses. Those could be Arendelle. That one. I do like the trees. Oh, I love this snow on the back. But let's see. I think, maybe I'll use this one. You guys know after last week, I may have to do a border. That could work as a border. That could work as a border. I don't really like having all the stars on the border though, but I don't want the leaves. I do like this paper though, on the back, front and back. Ooh, I could even do that as a border. I kind of like that contrast right there. So let's think about that and then figure out how I can cut my photos so that I can fit enough of these to tell the story of, you know, us being at the Frozen show. If you've been watching me for a while, you know that I have these little templates pre-made. I just cut them out of scrap cardstock to help me when I want to cut a photo down, just to see how it's going to fit. However, I don't have one that fits the square punch, which is what I want to use for as many of these as I can, because the punch will be super easy. So we're just going to make one. Of course, it's especially easy to make a template when you're using a punch. So I'm just going to cut a piece of this. We'll do it at 5.5 because then I don't have to fold out the arm. And then I'll punch a square. And I will try to remember to link to my video where I show how to make these. It's easy. You just need an X-Acto knife, a ruler, and then you can figure it out. But I am going to write on here 1 3/4 square punch, so that I remember next time when I go to pull this out that I already have it made. And then I can kind of look through here. I can actually fit both of these little guys in their own square. Cannot fit them. I can kind of fit Elsa, but I think I want to keep her big. I cut off Anna's head right here, so maybe not. Here's Elsa and Anna tiny. They can be there. Here's the snow falling from the ceiling. I've got Elsa and Anna, and Elsa by herself. Here's a better picture of Elsa. And maybe a better picture of Anna little. Yeah, see, a lot of these, it doesn't really matter. I kind of like that little tiny Elsa. I love the little narrators. Oh, that's a good picture of Elsa too. I don't know how we're going to make this work. But I think we're going to do kind of a little collage with, oh boy, I guess I could use a peekaboo pocket. if I cared enough. I don't know that I care enough to want to do a peekaboo pocket. But I could crop these down a little bit. Maybe I'll do these across the top, and then I'll do the two pieces. They kind of have to go like this, but that doesn't work for the story. I think I'll put these right there, and then I'll do a row of little tiny people on an Elsa. Could be here in a 4x4. I did that as like a 5 inch, 2.5, a 4, and then these little punches, and I won't be able to use the snow falling, but I think that's gonna be okay. Let's just hack these guys down and see how it all comes together. So I think I'm just going to do width-wise, and I like to try and keep it on a grid line. So this is a 3 inch, and I think I can cut Anna to 3. Well, I don't think I can. Her hands are out like that. She's going to have to be 3.5. And then our other little guy is also going to have to be 3 3/4. So that's going to be a little bit tricky. I may have to cut off some people's hands here, especially if I want to cut this down and have that border around the outside. Well, I think I could still cut off a 1/2 inch here to get me a border, and they'll give me a 1/4 inch border. And then we'll try this one at 4 inches. Oh yeah, that fits just right. That's a 4x4 square. And then actually I might not even use that score punch now that I got there. This little picture of it's a sing-along. So this picture of the screen where everybody's sing along is pretty fun. And it's too big to be 2 inches. It's gonna have to be 2.25. I think I'm gonna do 2.5 just in case, because I can trim it down if I need to. So right there, and then we'll 2.5. And this can be, I mean, I've already cut the edges off, so maybe I'll just cut the edges off. She's on the 2 inch line, so I'll make this 4 inches. That's gonna line up with that, but I can always make this a little bit smaller for both of these, because this scene is just, you know, Queen Elsa's big solo showstopper. 2.5. I do think I'm going to maybe go a little bit narrower. I want her to be, okay, I think I'm going to do 3.5. 3.5 and 3.5. And that means I've got to cut this one down, and I think I can just do it. I think I have to do a 1/4 inch off each side so I can keep her centered. And I could probably go down another 1/4 inch. I don't really like all this black up at the top, so I'm going to just cut all the black off the top, and then whatever it takes to even that out, which is 2.25. Except now you can see that my camera was not exactly straight, but that's okay. All right. So we're going to have these 3. And we'll have these 2 in the middle. And in order to get to use the punch, I have to have only this much space from the edge, because that's how much you need to be able to fit this up. I guess I could do it this way. Kind of want to make sure I get Elsa as my priority. Oh yeah, that worked just perfect with Elsa this way. And let's see if I can get, oh look, there we can get little Anna. Maybe I'll put them at the bottom. I've talked before about visual weight, and they're heavy and big. All right, I can't do it like this. I'm going to chop off Elsa. So I'm going to just cut, not all the way up. I want to leave a little bit of wiggle room. But that's going to work right there for Queen Elsa. I do like these little fancy trees in the background. Here's another Anna. I don't know if that's quite square, actually. And then our two fun narrators. They just make the show. You know, the first time I went to this show, I was with my friend Tammy, and it was the only thing we could get a fast pass for. And we're both kind of like, ugh, Frozen? Really? I'm so sick of Frozen. You know, let it go. I'm tired of it. But we went. It was air conditioned and had seats you could sit down in. And it was just divine. It is so funny. These narrators just make the show. And so now it's on our can't miss list. All right, so maybe I want this. This is at the end, though. Okay, I'm going to cut my 1/2 inch off both sides of this. And I'm going to cut it off in this direction in case I ever want to use this little strip for something else, which you guys know I probably never will. And then this one looks a little closer to the edge than this one, so I'm going to cut off on this side. All right, and I am going to gut this frame out before I stick everything down. Oh, I don't want to say I think this one's going to be a fast one because I'll jinx myself, but I think just the fact that I want to just cram a lot of photos on this page makes it more likely that I have to go fast, right? So, okay, I still want, I don't know if I want these all to be on one side. Maybe I do want them all to kind of be on one side. Okay, now I'm seeing that this is a little bit too tall. I'm going off the edge right here. So this one I may have to crop down a little bit, which will not be a problem at all. And then I'll just have these little and I maybe don't even need all of these because I have all of these people. Maybe I'll do it more like this. Maybe I'll even cut them narrower. One of these is the one I wasn't sure was a square, but it looks like it's close to a square. But she's kind of turning sideways, so I think I'm just going to not use that one. And actually, this is her back. I don't think I would care about putting her back on there. Maybe, all right, I'm going to cut this down to 3.5 inches. And you don't have to stay on like the grid lines, but I love to have lines that meet up. I feel like that, you know, that visual piece that comes from straight lines and symmetry. She says that she's going to scoot this over. All right, maybe just do like that. It's going to be on this side of the page. Maybe I need to look at what the stickers are. I don't think the stickers are going to work very well. And this is looking really, really plain to me. Let's see what the stickers look like. Oh, good. For a second, I was worried that maybe I didn't have the stickers, but I have them. Oh, we've got these little Christmas trees. Those would work. I wonder if there's a snowman. There is not. Snow Day, The Wonder of Winter, License to Chill. None of those really work for the Frozen show. But I think the little Christmas trees do, and I think the snowflakes do. So one of the things I learned as I've been doing my Savvy Scrapbooker series with Donna and Debbie is when we divide up our stickers, we cut them apart on their backing sheet like this so that we know who's getting what. But turns out it makes it really nice to pre-position them before I commit to anything. So like if I did little trees, I don't really want the trees to be floating in space. You guys know how I feel about that. Kind of like that. I wonder if I could use, I kind of like the iceberg. I wonder if I used this, put the tree on that, and those were behind. I don't think so. I'm not going to use any of these other animals. They're all wintry animals, but I like the trees and I like the snowflakes. And I think I'll put the snowflakes right here. And then, oh, if I scoot this over a little bit more, I could write Frozen show. No, that's not going to fit there, is it? What if I do it like this? It doesn't really leave me with much of a place to put any stickers, though. I need something right down here. I really need a snowman. Maybe I do want that little iceberg. I wish one of these was going to work. But I guess I could use Let It Snow. If only I could fit that picture of it snowing inside, but I don't think I can. So let's see this little iceberg. Heaven knows I'm not going to need it for anything else in Alabama. Maybe. I'm not hating that. I'm not hating it. Let's go ahead and cut the center out of this. Just like we did last week, we're doing a 1-inch frame. I'm putting it on the 1-inch line, starting with the cut at the 1-inch, so the housing is at the 2-inch. And then I go to until the edge of the housing meets the edge of my paper, which is of course off the screen. All right, so just like that, you can see there's that 1-inch mark. And I know that then that's 1 inch from the edge. And then we'll do the same thing. You know, I swear I have my camera in the exact same spot every week, but sometimes it doesn't fit everything. So 1 inch, I can see the cut on this line already, or on this side. All right, now I've got this, probably my least favorite paper from this pack. But now I've got that to be my frame. And I don't know, it would be easier to stick these things down. I'm worried about like forgetting my order. So I might design this little mini page first and then put it all on the frame. Do I want this one though, for these little trees to be standing on? And sometimes it's hard to see exactly what it's going to look like because you've got the outline. And so we just pull pull the outside off, and that makes this a little bit smaller and it'll give me a better idea of how these are going to look. So that's a little tip from Debbie. If I put this right here and put the trees on it, I'm going to put this one in front. That kind of gives you that like perspective that these are off on the little iceberg in the background. Although then the iceberg is kind of floating in space, but I guess we could do this right here and then put these right here and write Frozen Show. I think I'm gonna have to use the little letters. Okay, that's, yeah, I'm a little unsure about the iceberg, but I'm positive about the pictures. This is where they need to go. Actually, I need to move all this sticky stuff before I continue. I really do actually throw my trash in the trash regularly. I just don't seem to do it during these videos. Okay. I have a big giant trash can on the floor. I actually have two. One on either side of me, so whichever way I turn, I've got a big old trash bag. Just lining these up. And on purpose, I didn't want these lines to line up. I didn't want that much of a grid. I want some lines that are the same and some lines that break that visually. But I am trying to keep all my spacing the same. Yeah, see, that fits just right. I'm happy with that. All right, I don't know about this though, because then I have this like basically one little cluster right here. But I think that's, I don't want those guys floating in space. So, as Mario says, here we go. And I'll put this little tree right here. This little tree a little closer to the front. The big tree all the way to the front and all the way down to the bottom. And we'll put the iceberg. Then it kind of looks like these are one piece of ice. I guess that's all right. And then we'll put Elsa. I do know my Disney princesses. Right here. I like the trees better than that little half a fountain, so I'm going to tuck this behind. I'm going to do the snowflakes. I'm going to start with the biggest one. Oh, this one's a little tricky to get the sticker off. And then, see, this piece I can just tear off the outside, and then it makes this other snowflake easier to take off. I didn't really think about, you know, this one is just a little hard to get an edge on because of all the little intricate snowflake pieces. I didn't really think about how much easier it would be to take that outside edge off. I kind of would like to put this on a pop dot, but there's no way I can put a pop dot on the outside edges, and I'm afraid it will just stick down. So we won't do it. We'll just stick it down. And I think there was another snowflake on the other page right here. And so I think I might put this little guy up here. It looks like he's looking for snow. There we go. So then I've got my 3. They kind of blend into the background, but I think that's all right. Let me get my little stickers, and I think I'm gonna use white, the little sans serif stickers. Oh, there's a couple other little snowflakes. I might end up putting those on. But let's get our ABCs. And because this space is small, I'm going to use the small stickers. And you can do the trick I do with the zero centering ruler with the small ones, but it's kind of a pain, so I'm not going to. Let's see, here we go. I'm gonna write Frozen, and I'm just gonna I'm not gonna make you guys watch while I spell out Frozen sing along. All right, I've got my Frozen sing along, and I think I want there to be a dash between sing and along, but we don't have any dashes. So I'm just gonna go to the numbers because I almost never use all the numbers. I'll take a number 5, and I'm just gonna cut the little top off the 5. And that will be my dash. Frozen sing along. And I think it shows up enough that I don't need to trace around it. The little trees do kind of blend into the background, but I think I don't hate that. I'm gonna journal just real quick with a blue pen, and then I'm gonna stick it down to the frame, and then we'll be done. This is like super speedy. So my journaling's done. I just said the Frozen show is one of our favorite things. The narrators or Arendelle historians are hysterical, and it's so fun to have a whole theater full of little and not so little girls singing their hearts out. Plus, spoiler alert, Elsa makes it snow inside the theater at the end of the show. So now I just need to stick this down. And, you know, last time I tried Sherry's way of putting the adhesive on the frame. I'm not still 100% how I feel about this, just in case I go outside the boundaries, because this one, I have a 1/4 inch frame. Last time I had an 1/8 inch frame, but this I should have plenty of space as long as I stay right up here along the edge. All right, oh, and I want the little chevron stripes to be vertical. I don't know if you can see them, but I can see them. So we'll just get this on here, 1/4 inch-ish. Here we go. And I do think I want to use these other little snowflakes just kind of randomly, like on this person's head. And maybe another one up here. And that's the last one, but right here in this big empty blue spot. All right, here we go. Layout 53. This is the start of a whole new year for us with Theme Park Thursday, heading into year 2. Came together way faster than normal for me, faster than I expected. I'm not sad that I didn't try to stretch this into a double page layout. So thank goodness for last week's layout that, you know, quote unquote, forced me to do it this way. So thanks so much. I will be back next week for week 54. But this is week 53 of Theme Park Thursday.